High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsity media. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
It is playoff time here in Suffolk County, where this afternoon the Varsity Media Sports Network presents the Suffolk A quarterfinals, featuring the 9th-seeded T-Birds of Connetquot against the top-seeded Half Hollow Hills. Today's Suffolk A quarterfinal, presented by Orlin and Cohen. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Jared Veluzzi for what should be an exciting game, Jared. You look at these two teams, the last 2 meetings, 1-goal games. This year, it was in favor of Hills. A year ago, Connetquot won in overtime. If those 2 meetings are any indication, we could be in for a doozy of a contest.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, when they met earlier in the season, it went down to the wire. Connetquot had Hills on the ropes. That's when they were undefeated. And the T-Birds came out firing, but it was Half Hollow Hills coming out on top. And both teams coming into this game with plenty of success and playoff lacrosse. Nothing better.
We'll show you the bracket, kind of what is looking ahead. We'll try to give you some scores as well during the day. A couple of streams going on as well from other games. But there you see the bracket. Hills, they have been climbing. They've earned this right now to become the number 1 seed. It's been building. It's a young team, still a young team with a lot of juniors. But there you see Hills on the top there, and Huntington, Smithtown East, Northport, Bayshore, Ward, Melville, Riverhead in a Suffolk A that, in my opinion, is probably wide open. Northport, maybe you might say, is the favorite because of their pedigree of winning championships. But you wouldn't be surprised if any of 4 or 5 teams win this.
Yeah, this is one of the deepest conferences on Long Island, if not the deepest. And there are plenty of teams that can go all the way and hoist the trophy at Longwood High School when it's all said and done. And 2 of the teams here today, Hills and Connetquot, they both have the talent, have the depth to really make a run.
We were out in Bohemia, I guess about a week or so ago, for Connetquot's last regular season game. Didn't go their way. They lost to Huntington. They really kind of stumbled down the stretch drive of the regular season. But that game against Huntington was better than the previous games. They struggled with the face-off X and they struggled to clear the ball. But those are things, Brett Jaffers in our conversation with him said that it was kind of like the bottom of an upswing. And you saw that happen against Longwood. Big opening round playoff win for the T-Birds against Longwood. That was they had to go on the road. They won that one 10-7. And they looked a lot better in that game than they have in probably the last 4 or 5.
Yeah, huge victory, of course, in the playoffs. And one thing that so many teams really harp on, but especially Connetquot, playing together. And the T-Birds were able to do that against Huntington for most of the game, but they're really able to put together a full 48 minutes against Longwood. That's why they're able to come out on top. They're going to have to play team lacrosse here today against Hills.
Yeah, and that one, A.J. Jaffers won 11 faceoffs, went about 65% from the faceoff X. He had 3 goals, 2 assists. Jake Alosi, Carson Torresini, 2 and 2 each, and Connor Fitzgibbon with 15 saves in that 10-7 win. We look at their impact players now for Connetquot. the same as they were for that game against Huntington. Jake Alosi on attack, and Lucas Weaver as well, a guy who probably on the wings for faceoffs, but also defensively is going to have to muck things up a lot against an explosive Hills offense.
Yeah, if Hills gets a lot of opportunities offensively, they will cash in. Weaver is going to have to cause havoc, and he's going to have some big-time responsibility guarding either Rayo, Marco, whoever it is. Hills, they have weapons. Weaver's going to have to make plays.
So the same day that we had the Connetquot Huntington game, Hills West, their 15-game winning streak was snapped to Northport. Final game of the regular season, and it really was kind of a gauntlet for Connor Hagan's team, right, where you played the top 3 teams in a 5-day span and maybe some tired legs at the end against Northport. Northport had a good game plan for Hill's most explosive players. But sometimes, Jared, a loss at the end of the regular season is more of a blessing than a curse going into the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, for Hills, it's good for them to kind of, I wouldn't say humbling, but maybe it is in a sense, because now they're back to reality. They can be beat. They have to make sure that they give it their all every single minute of these playoffs, and especially against a Connetquot team that has proven that they can play with them.
And we take a look at the Half Hollow Hills impact players today, and yeah, these are guys who have carried the load throughout the season. Anthony Rayo, the UNC commit, you see the numbers there, 104 points on the season, just a special kid. And if you're new to watching Hills lacrosse or Suffolk lacrosse, you're going to enjoy watching JoJo Filardi. He is Hills' version of Albany's Jake Pizzeno. This is a guy who, with that long stick, puts up those kind of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, they let Filardi operate as a regular member of the 6-on-6 offense, and boy, is he a threat. I mean, he's elite on the offensive end. I mean, look at those numbers for a long pole. That's just flat out incredible, and of course, he's going to do his thing defensively. Super exciting to watch, and Anthony Rayo, I mean, one of the best players in the country. We knew how good of a goal scorer he was. This year, I feel like his feeding ability has really taken the next step.
And Filardi, we mentioned Rayo to Carolina. It'll be Filardi to Syracuse. Let's take a look at the starters as we are getting set here for the start of this one. First, for the visitors from Connetquot, it's Luca, Turricini, and Galosi on attack, and Singa. Jeff Fairs, who will face off and play on that first midfield, and Aiden DeLiso. At LSM, we mentioned before, Lucas Weaver. Your close D is Guido, Faraka, and Dinnigan. And in the cage, a guy who has taken a lot of shots and has made a lot of saves, Connor Fitzgibbon. He was really, really good against Huntington. You see his numbers on the year, 209 saves on the season. Came up huge as well against Longwood.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzgibbons has had an excellent senior campaign, and the last time they went against Half Hollow Hills, one of the main reasons why it was so close was because of how great Fitzgibbons was in net.
We'll take a quick break as they are set here for the anthem, and we'll have the Hills starters, the keys, and the opening face-off when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Welcome back to Half Hollow Hills West High School, as Half Hollow Hills Connetquot ready to get going here in the Suffolk A quarterfinals. Dylan Butler, Jared Veluzzi, our entire Varsity Media crew. Let's take a look at the starters for the top seed in Suffolk A. There they are. Half Hollow Hills, Bruno, Rayo, Marco, part of your starting attack. Bradley, Chung, and Filardi. Nico Gikas, we'll talk more about him as this game goes along. Facing off, Casamento, Vogt, Caezo at close D, and Big Sal Santoro in the cage. They call him Marinara around here, and he's had the special sauce this year for Half Hollow Hills. 220 saves on the year, a 68% save percentage.
And what Santoro really did well was he showed up in the big games, having some incredible performances against Huntington, Ward Melville. Big reason why Hills has had so much success this year.
And Santoro, like so many of these guys, juniors, scary to think, so pretty much this team intact for next year as well. But they're not thinking about next year, and the goal never was either to be undefeated. It's to win combined Hills second county championship. You have to go way, way back for the only other one back in 1962, wow, when it was just one school. Hills West won it in 81 and 93. Let's take a look at the keys to this game. We spoke with both head coaches, Jared.
Yeah, for Connetquot, I mean, they're going to have to find a way to limit Anthony Rayo. I mean, that's the only reason, one of the main reasons why Northport won was because they were able to shut him down. Connetquot's going to look to do something similar, maybe not to the complete extent. And, of course, they're going to have to find ways to win at the face-off X and take care of the ball. Connetquot, they're going to have to make the most of their opportunities. And for Half Hollow Hills, they want to capitalize on their man-up chances and also do well man down and really take care of business at the face-off X. And it all comes down to effort and execution and, you know, just executing their game plan, playing Half Hollow Hills across.
All right, we're just about set for the start. We take a look at the battle at the face-off X here this afternoon. And on the one side, it's A.J. Jaffers, who back picking up this skill from middle school because of injuries to the first and second guys for face-off. So Jaffers doing that job, and Gikas has done it the entire year. Terrific guy going to Air Force. Opening faceoff does go to Gikas, but look at the stick check. That's where the wing play, Jared, comes into play, and now you muck it up to be a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, right away, Connetquot double polling the wings. I love them starting the game with that type of tone, but Hills gets the first ground ball.
So they do. They had to earn it, and that's going to be the key. Jafar said, listen, if we can go 45, 50% maybe at the face-off X, that'll be key. And you mentioned limiting Rayo, and, maybe Jafar's and his coaching staff can take something out of the page from Northport where they didn't lock him off, but, they just kept track of him. They made sure to limit his touches and also keep him to lower percentage shots.
Yeah, and Connetquot right out of the gate coming out in zone. So I bet they're gonna give some different looks, but right now starting out in the zone defense that we saw them come out in that game against Huntington.
Rayo's up top. He has the ball now. We saw a moment ago it was Dinnigan on him. Hill's a patient set. That was Filardi playing catch with Rayo. Everyone getting a touch on this first possession for Hills. Want to try to find that seam, right, in the zone, but also not to force it. Here's Rayo. That's on target. Fitzgibbon to save the second shot wide.
And it looks like it's going to be Connetquot possession. So successful first defensive stop for the T-Birds. And they did a good job making sure they knew where all those off-ball cutters were defensively. And they forced Hills to take a shot from the outside. Looked like Fitzgibbon got a piece of it. And now the T-Birds looking to clear. And, of course, riding and clearing is going to be massive in this game.
Yeah, and we see a difference already, right? Jafar's stepping back to clear. We saw a lot of pole-to-pole attempts clearing against Huntington, and those were largely unsuccessful in that one. And you just gave Huntington too many looks, right, offensively in that one. This time, good job by Jafar, is tracking back, getting that ball, clearing the ball, and now the T-Birds with their first offensive possession.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, when the game goes on. Of course, some of these midfielders will be tired, but they're going to need to come down and really help the poles and help Fitzgibbon, be able to get the clears. But quick turnover.
In and out of the stick of Nsinga. It is wet out there, although it looks like the rain has maybe stopped, but it was a pretty steady rain before. Good stick check at midfield, and the ball gets back the other way. It was Galosi.
Yeah, riding and clearing. There it is. So an unforced turnover for Connetquot, but they ride it back, and now they have an opportunity here offensively.
22 is Carson Turricini, the Iona commit. Turricini stings it high, and the T-Birds take a 1-0 lead.
And Turricini wasting no time. So after the whistle, Hills, they weren't completely settled defensively. Turricini saw the open space, and he absolutely took it right down the middle and finished. We're going to see it here again as Turricini able to get to the middle of the field, no slide coming, and some high heat for Connetquot to get up 1-0.
For Turricini, goal number 50 on the season. And a big one to make that opening statement for the T-Birds. Back to the face-off X. Looks like they're double polling again, Connetquot. And this one, Jafar's looked like he had it. Big pickup on the wing, at least momentarily. But it goes to Hills. Ground balls. They're going to be at a premium today. And Connetquot gets the ball. And that's one of those two, Jared. Hills won the faceoff, right? But they didn't gain the possession because of those poles.
Yeah, I mean, the wings have come to play so far in the first couple of faceoffs, and it's going to be a crazy matchup between Weaver and Filardi. I mean, you saw them go into battle there, but looks like a fail clear.
Yeah, and that's something that they struggle with, but looks like Jafars gets it back, goes to Fitzgibbon.
And it looked like Hills had possession for a second, so Connetquot gets some more time here to clear it. But they're going to need to go.
They did. Sloppy start, really, for both. Looks like Connetquot offside.
It'll be possession for Hills here.
Yeah, you saw John Guido kind of come over, as you mentioned, Jared, needing to quickly get it over, but one guy didn't bounce back and offside against the T-Birds. Three was Jesse Brooks. What a job he's done. A true three-sport star here, and they've become a rare breed. It seems like in the days of specialization. But basketball, football, and lacrosse isn't his main sport. But man, you tell him to stick somebody, tell him to clear, he will do it.
Yeah, he's such a valuable D-midi, and you want to talk about footwork. I mean, his is as good as it gets.
Filardi gets doubled. Jump shot, another save for Fitzgibbon. That was Bruno with the shot.
Yeah, so I like the cut upfield from Bruno there, and it was in and out of his stick very quickly, but Fitzgibbon able to track that one quite easily on the stick side low shot, and quality save for Fitzgibbon. I believe it's either second or third of the evening so far.
And this is how valuable possessions are. Looks like Connetquot has called a timeout.
Yeah.
So they gave them possession, but yeah, they called that timeout.
And I think this is good, especially for Coach Jaffaris to really settle down his guys. I mean, other than that quick shot and goal by Turricini, this is good for Connetquot to kind of settle things down, get a real 6-on-6 possession, and be able to truly run the offense, get in the flow of things.
You see Brett Jaffaris there, the head coach of Connetquot, his 12th season at the helm, a 1990 graduate of Connetquot. Played his lacrosse at St. John's, then New Haven, was the Suffolk Coach of the Year back in 2015. And his assistant coaches, all Connetquot guys as well. Scott Ferguson, his OC, class of 2000. James Rowland, who runs the box in strength and conditioning, 08. Mike Barneo also helps out on the offense, 06. Greg Heller, class of 87 on the faceoffs.
Yeah, I love how it's all alums. I mean, it's that's how the Connetquot program is. A lot of heart, keeping it in the family. And now T-Birds get a true settled 6-on-6 possession, get to see how their offense runs.
And that's Galosi, the Quinnipiac commit. He is a senior, so seniors know at this time of year, right? You win and you get to continue playing with your boys. If not, you've played your last high school game. Good two-man game. Ducking under, firing towards the cage wide was Nsinga.
And I like Galosi out on the wings, getting him into some space, able to find a teammate there. If Connetquot goes with this pair's offense more often, it should be really fun to see.
Here's Jaffaris, the St. John's commit. Lowers his shoulder, takes the physicality, kicks it back out as Turricini swings it to Galosi. Galosi beats his man. Lost it, though. Good stick check from behind by Ben Vogt.
And those are the plays the Hills defense are going to need to make, because Connetquot definitely has some very athletic dodgers, some good help defense, and good stick checks will be important.
And again, a failed clear this time for Hills. And now an opportunity here. Galosi. Galosi goes against Vogt. Good defense by Vogt. So it looked like it could have been an unsettled situation, Jared. But a good job by Galosi not to force it. And now Connetquot can possess the ball here. That's Aiden DeLiso. A bad pass. And now here comes Hills the other way. One thing that Jaffaris said is we need to have patient possessions, have long possessions. And that was a shot by Rayo wide.
Yeah, and Hill's not afraid to run out in transition. And that was Rayo that time, just missing the cage. But if you give Half Hollow Hills numbers, they will take advantage.
32, Ryan Chung. Been on this varsity team since his 8th grade season. Here's Filardi. Gets it back, swings it. Good ball movement. Although as I say that, it hits the turf. Good ground ball picked up by Chung. Rayo to Filardi. Gets top side. Gets whacked. It is that rare long stick offensive player against the short stick D-Midi with Filardi there.
And Kost doing a good job staying on his hands.
Yeah, Tommy Kost. Here's Filardi again. They work it to X. And it's strange. It's not exactly what we expected, right? We kind of thought high-flying Hills on one side, Connetquot more patient with their offense, but Hills has had longer possessions. Low to low by Rayo, and that's wide.
Yeah, shot wide there. Hills' zone offense against Huntington just last week was phenomenal, and they were definitely patient, but a lot of the shots were hitting the cage. So we'll see if they're able to get into a rhythm and get these shots on net.
And now it's Bradley up top. Again, you've always got to locate where Rayo is. Back to X. Here is Rayo. Up top to Bradley. Bradley had a seam, it looked like. Passed it up.
They're really not trying to force anything. Bradley has been an excellent distributor, though, for Hill so far this season.
Skip pass to Rayo, and it's Bradley again now. He skips it low or high to low, and that shot also wide by Bruno.
And that's a look Hills is going to try to get. I mean, Bradley has been one of the best passers so far for Hills this season, looking to skip it to Rayo in that righty shooting spot, but that one just wide.
And now Filardi gets it in. Rayo pushed back. Strong defense by Connetquot, Aiden Dinnigan. Rayo. And Bradley again. It's a cat and mouse game, Jared, right now.
Yeah, and Hills, they're really looking to get the ball inside or get it to the low corners, not settling for any outside shots from that 15 range just yet.
And we have seen Connetquot in multiple defenses this year, man, zone, especially of late. Here's Rayo. Knocked down by Dinnigan. Rayo comes up with the ground ball. And now maybe something a little unsettled. Rayo beats his man. And a great stick check from behind to affect that. Looked like that was Lucas Weaver.
Yeah, and we mentioned Weaver as one of the key players for Connetquot. He's going to have to make those type of plays here this evening if the T-Birds want to be successful defensively. And getting inside Rayo's hands is going to be so important for this T-Birds defense.
Unofficially 6-2 shot advantage for Hills right now, but Connetquot with the 1-0 lead. Here's Filardi. Good feed to the crease and the finish. The look by Filardi, and Chung buries the equalizer.
Man, is Hills happy to have Ryan Chung back in the lineup. I mean, he is so valuable wherever you put him. This time he does it as an off-ball guy, and Filardi finds him cutting for the finish, all tied up at 1 here late in the first quarter. And Filardi kind of attacking that low corner, and Chung, great handle, and he gets that one by Fitzgibbon, and a much-needed goal for Hills.
Yeah, Chung, a true workhorse. Goal number 14 on the season. He's a guy who will lay it on the line. And again, battle at the face-off X. The Wings have mucked it up, and Connetquot wins this face-off.
A great ground ball from Weaver. And what's going to be important with Connetquot, if they do win these ground balls, the attackmen are going to have to get quick outlets, get away from their defenders, make sure that they're able to support the ball and secure possessions. And so far, they were able to do that at least there, and now Connetquot could run their 6-on-6 offense.
And Jared, you wonder, too, if this is where the patient offensive set comes in, right? You've got Less than 90 seconds left in the first quarter. Maybe possess it a little bit, hold for the last shot.
Yeah, if you're Connetquot, you either want to be tied going into the second quarter or with a 2-1 lead if you play it exactly right and hold to the last shot. But for the T-Birds, patience is going to be important here.
Here's DeLiso, the Malloy commit, also another senior on this team.
It looked like they were shutting off Terracini for a second.
And DeLiso looks like has all the time in the world. Speeds up now, takes a check from Rayo, and that affected his pass. And look at that job by Rayo, right? Just a subtle little shoulder there, but it results in a Connetquot turnover.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great defensive play by Rayo, and that really disrupted the pass. It's going to be a turnover. Now just under 30 seconds left. Bradley, the classic punt return clear, as he's been doing all season, gets that over. Hills has an opportunity to take a 1-goal lead going into the second quarter.
And now Hills can potentially hold for the last, and as you mentioned, take a lead in a quarter that really kind of didn't go their way. Rayo!
And so far in this zone defense for Connetquot, we've seen them extend out a lot up top. And one of the reasons why is you cannot let Anthony Rayo get his hands free from inside 15. And that time, no pressure on his hands, and that's why he's one of the best shooters in the country. I mean, that was pure heat, as Marco did a good job backing up in the zone offense. And once again, it's Bradley to Rayo. Defense just a little bit late, and that laser top shelf. Rayo gets his first goal of the postseason. Hills up 2-1.
Yeah, for Rayo, goal number 65 on the season. Bradley, the assist, his 32nd. And now a clean face-off win by Gikas, and you can maybe get one more here in the final seconds. Step-down shot by Rayo, and a great save by Fitzgibbon.
A momentum save for Fitzgibbon, because I think that Hills sideline would have erupted after Rayo accelerated through a couple defenders. If he put that one away near the buzzer, that would have been huge, as Rayo did a great job getting through the defense, but Fitzgibbon steps and tracks it perfectly on the high shot. Big time save to help Connetquot stay within one.
So Rayo gets on the scoreboard, and Hills has the lead. 2-1 after one. Second quarter coming back right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to...
Welcome back to Half Hollow Hills West High School. Dylan Butler, along with Jared Valuzzi, the entire Varsity Media crew here, started the second quarter. And that faceoff goes to Jika. So he's heating up a little bit now as Filardi gets it across. 4 out of 5 now for Jikas. But Connetquot gets the ball back.
And a little bit of a force there early on into the possession. But Bruno, great stick, able to get that back.
Score coming from Smithtown East Huntington, tied in the final minute of the fourth quarter there. Turning and firing, that was Bruno.
Yeah, and Dylan giving me some flashbacks from last year on that very field. Smithtown East and Huntington, it was, I believe it was tied late last season. Smithtown East ended up getting the 1-goal win. Same situation here. Classic matchup between two great programs.
And then we saw Smithtown East, low to low. Fitzgibbons finds it. Big save, and then Smithtown East goes on the road and gets an upset win at Connetquot in a 1-goal win as well. And then Northport went on and won another championship. Another failed, maybe not. Ground ball picked up by Turricini.
Yeah, after the ball got by a couple players, good job by Turricini, really, to just settle into it, get possession for his team. Connetquot catches a break that they were looking for, and now they have an offensive opportunity.
12-2 shot advantage for Hills. 2-1 the score in favor of a team that has really built these last few years. Right, it's been a group that's been together, but they've been young. Right, you go back to 2022, they went 11-6. They were the number 8 seed. They lost to Northport. Then last year, 13-4. They were the 6th seed. They lost to Northport. You sense a trend here, right? So Hills, they also lose to Northport in the regular season, so they love to get a chance back. But Turricini has other plans. Good bouncer by Carson.
And so far, Turricini, we saw it on his first goal. We see it here. Him being able to sweep and get to the middle of the field has been extremely important to this Connetquot offense. That's how they've gotten their best looks here so far.
Jafaris lowers the shoulder. Kicks it out. Turricini, great stick check. That was Casamento. Right in on the hands of Turricini, making him earn it. Turricini takes him to the sideline. Slide comes his way. Turricini low to low.
And that one just wide. And for Connetquot, I wouldn't be surprised also if they start attacking the Hills short sticks. A lot of them true two-way guys that get a lot of run. And we'll see if Connetquot will attempt to take advantage of maybe some tired midfielders.
And that could be a key as well during this game, right? Hills doesn't utilize a lot of their bench personnel, right? It's a lot of the guys going both ways. And that's one of the things that I think Northport took advantage of. Stick check, good backup. Galosi! Well, Jake Galosi's like, look what I found. Picked up the GB and ties the game at 2.
And Connetquot, they're going to have to take advantage of those type of opportunities. Ball on the carpet. Of course, the defense a little bit out of position. And Jake Galosi, one of the top scorers on this team, being able to pick it up, has some space in front of him. And there's a reason why he's one of the top shooters in this playoff bracket. And honestly, even in all of Suffolk County, as Galosi hammering the jump shot, that one, the bouncer, just getting past Santoro.
Goal number 37 of the year for Galosi. And so far for Connetquot, you have Galosi and Turricini, right? Two of your main guns scoring, and Rael scores on the other side. And Jikas, another face-off win, his 5th.
Yeah, he's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm here.
Velarde off the bar.
I mean, that was almost ridiculous with that spin move by Filardi, but now Connetquot, they have numbers.
Can they take advantage? Jafairs.
Good job getting in the hole by Filardi and Bradley there and being able to really slow down that Connetquot break.
Here's Turricini. Casamento takes a few pokes. Turricini, inside roll, but he could not get free of Casamento, and they called a crease violation against Turricini as well.
Oh, and it's going to be a push, so it's going to stay with Connetquot as the second official coming in to overrule it. So T-Birds being able to catch a break there. And what a matchup we're going to see here all day between Jafairs and Filardi. And, yeah, some contact there on Turricini. But this matchup at X, I mean, it's it's one of the more exciting ones here in the first round out here in Suffolk County.
Here's Jaffairs. Works off a Turricini pick. He'll play a two-man game there. Now Turricini's got it. He's got the short stick matchup in Bradley. Turricini to Insinga! And Connetquot takes the lead.
And that time, Turricini does a great job finding his teammate. I mean, the last couple of attempts, Turricini maybe kind of forced a shot. He was really looking to shoot first. This time, kept his head up and was able to find his teammate, Insigne, who did a really good job cutting. We see it here. And he's just wide open in the middle of the field, able to get himself some space. And Connetquot out to a 3-2 lead. How about the T-Birds early on?
And I think if Turricini can facilitate a little more, right, find these teammates, because he's going to have the attention on him, there's no doubt, right? But this time, another face-off win for Hills, and they look like they want to push a little bit. Velarde feeds the crease. Oh, what a save by Fitzgibbon.
I mean, what a skip pass to James Bruno, who did an excellent job catching, and he's one of the best finishers in all of Suffolk County, but what a save by Fitzgibbon, and he's going to get pushed, so Connetquot gets bailed out, but it looked like Connetquot got the timeout off, so
they did.
there.
Brett Jaffairs, I think, ran about 30 yards down the field to make sure that he can get that timeout called, which he did. As they've got overtime now in Smithtown East and Huntington. Tied at 6. The Suffolk 8 playoffs had started, obviously, with the first-round games, but now it's really, all the top seeds are in it now. It's the top 8 remaining, and it is the fun time of season. We'll show you again the bracket. And you see Huntington, Smithtown East. There's a lot of focus on that one for these teams, right? I mean, you want to take care of your business here, but that will be your opponent for whoever comes out of this one.
Yeah, that's a super fun game. Of course, another overtime matchup between those two programs. Ward Melville actually took care of business against Riverhead, so they're going to continue dancing into the semifinals, and they're going to get the winner of Northport Bayshore, which is going to be an exciting one. Both teams have a ton of talent, and of course Northport, the defending champs, the only team that beat Hills, so that'll be a fun one.
And we did that regular season game between Ward Melville and Northport. That was a terrific contest as well. So you had some timely timeouts for Connetquot to keep, not possessions yet, I guess, right, but to make sure you don't turn the ball over, right? Both of Jaffairs' timeouts have been just on that precipice of a potential turnover.
Yeah, possession timeouts are so important, especially in the first half, being able to, make smart plays as a coach, put your team in a position to succeed. And now Connetquot, they're going to have to get it over, in danger for failure of advancing. And it looked like Brooks got a piece of it. Great play by Jesse Brooks.
And now Brooks, you see the speed for him, gets it ahead. Unsettled situation, attacking the cage. And a goal for Hills. Delayed reaction because I didn't see the officials. I thought maybe there might have been something with the crease, but it was Marco.
Again, great job. We haven't called Zach Marco's name out a lot so far, but he saw an opportunity, and he just goes straight to the rack. Great job protecting his stick. And what I love what Marco did there was he fought to the middle to increase that angle. He finishes and stays out of the crease, so Half Hollow Hills ties this one up.
Yeah, that was impressive, too. I mean, he did get pushed, but even there, he wasn't taking any chances, kind of slid away from the crease. Good recognition by Marco, who gets his 60th of the season. Barn burner here. Another face-off win.
And it looked like this time out here, being able to secure possession, but what a battle.
And there you see in that huddle, it's Connor Hagens. his 6th season overall. He was the Hills West coach before the merger of the two Hills programs, Hills East and West. And you see here, too, proud alum as well, just like Jafar's, right? Class of 02, went on, played at Hofstra as well, was a 3-sport star here at Hills West as well. In 2016, became the JV head coach, moved on to the varsity head coach in 2022, the first year these programs combined. He's got Paul Benway as his defensive coordinator, Mike Rimmer as well, working with the goalies and running the box.
Hey, what a great coaching staff they put together, especially since they merged schools over there for Hills. And you can say they got a lot of talent to work with, too, which is fun, especially in that junior class.
Yeah, this is fertile ground for talent. There's no question about that. As it'll be Rayo to put the ball back into play. And you could only dream, and I know you spoke about this off camera before the start of this one, could you imagine what you'd have if you merged the football programs with East and West?
Man, that'd be one of the greatest public school football teams.
Oh, Rayo.
Oh, man, talk about
stings it low to high.
I mean, that was one of the best shots that I've seen this year. Maybe because it went a million miles an hour. I don't know, but Rayo stings it. And that was his second laser of the afternoon as Bruno able to pop out, feed it one more to Rayo, and just a little bit late, and he shreds that corner as Connetquot rotated just a second late. If you're not able to get a stick to the hands on Rayo, he's going to cash that one in just about every time.
Yeah, somebody checked that netting there because he might have just torn it apart. Rayo gets the goal. Bruno the assist as Hills back in front now 4-3. Wow, that was impressive on the faceoff. Step down shot, Fitzgibbon, another save, denying Marco.
Talk about a timely stop, just like at the end of the first quarter. Hills looking to get back-to-back goals, really shift the momentum. Fitzgibbon steps up big and gets a huge save, helps Connetquot stay within one here. But I also love Hills. They're trying to use Rayo in all different places. They had him on the wing that time. He picked up the ground ball, really got the offense going quick.
Delayed penalty against Hills. Believe it's going to be against Rayo.
Also, it's going to be a free possession here for Connetquot. Let's see what the T-Birds have in store.
Here's DeLiso. Teresini comes his way, sets the pick. DeLiso lost it in Singa. Whoa! He attempted to feed the crease. He'll take the goal, though.
And the bounce will go Connetquot's way. And Encina, yeah, that was completely pass attempt there, trying to find a cutter on the crease after sweeping to his left hand. And kind of looking for a home run pass, but a little bit low. That bouncer ends up helping Connetquot, gets by Santoro. One of those weird fluky plays, but it pays off for Connetquot. And hey, you're a number 9 seed going against the 1 seed. Plays like that have to happen.
Jared, when Nsinga's like 70 and he's talking to his grandkids, he's gonna be like, listen, I beat my man, I lowered the shoulder, slide came, but I still stung it top shelf. It doesn't matter. And that looks like that penalty is going to, sometimes if it was a technical foul, it would be waved off, right? But Rayo will go in for a minute. So you get the and one on that fluky goal.
Yeah, full minute. And one of the most important face-offs so far here. If Connetquot's able to get possession.
Or just even get the wings, right? Because now you have an advantage on the wings. So Jikas has to win this one cleanly. He has heated up of late. Double overtime now at Smithtown East. There'll be a hold. And that will just about bury this 1 minute advantage as long as Hills East takes care of the ball.
The Hills catches a break with that hold. Now Filardi with it, so Connetquot, they're going to try to double right away. Oh, man.
Filardi low, and the goal. Count it, the pole goal. The man down goal.
Dylan, in just about any other situation, you see a long pole who has the ball, man down, you're like, double team him right away, shut everyone off, like, we're going to get the ball back. But this is Joseph Filardi, and he absolutely blows by 2 defenders. Filardi all alone, sticks the bouncer just past Fitzgibbon, and the Hills bench loving it. Filardi coming up big when his team needs him.
Massive goal for Filardi. What a goal.
Yeah, I mean, that was big time.
That came 10 seconds into a man down. Like that, they were all attack mode there. Once there was the hold, and now there's another one. Like they just went. Usually, like the you say, let's hold on to the ball, right? Let's, like you said, double the pole, pass it out, move it around. But Hills had other ideas. Jojo Filardi had other ideas.
Yeah, he saw that green grass in front of him, and he was not afraid to go straight down Wolf Hill Road and stick that one.
And now Hills will take some air out of this with 30 seconds remaining on the man up, or the man down for them, on Connetquot's man up.
Yeah, and Connetquot not pressuring this time. Hills
Yeah.
gonna milk out these last 20 seconds, get the personnel on, and see what this zone offense can do.
And smart too for Hills, right? Like you give it to Filardi, and you're like, come on,
Yeah.
Are you going to try to double me again? No, I'll just hold on to it.
Yeah, definitely the smart play there. And for Connetquot, they're already set up in that zone defense. And so far out of the 5 goals for Hills, I believe only a couple have come settled 6-on-6 situations so far.
So we're even now. Neither team to this point has had a 2-goal lead. You've been tied. There's been 1-goal leads. It has been that airtight here as Rayo gets it to Bradley. Back to Rayo. They'll play catch. Popped in and out of the stick. And Jared, listen, you play this game, you understand, right? It seems like that wet weather in warm-ups, maybe that's affecting some of these guys' ability to catch the ball.
Yeah, it could definitely affect some of the stick work, especially when you go for those longer passes. It definitely plays a role sometimes in why some sloppiness is happening.
Breaking news here, Huntington gets the double overtime winner at East. Listen, we saw those guys a week ago, man. They've got the keys of some talented players there.
Huntington can play. They definitely have the tools. And they got a revenge win, especially after losing in overtime in that exact game on that field against Smithtown East last year.
Rayo nearly lost it. Possession stays alive to Marco. Filardi back to Marco on top for Rayo. Bradley to X. And there's that patience we saw for so much of the first quarter for Hills. Rayo back to Bradley.
Yeah, and more spread out here and looking like a 1-4-1 set for Hills, trying to drag the defense out, get some pop guys.
Rayo to Filardi, up top to Bradley. And not attempting a shot yet. You wonder if maybe there'll be a stall warning here against Hills.
Yeah, a lot of just passing around the perimeter so far. Good patience as well by Connetquot defensively.
Skip pass, and there's the goal. You lull him to sleep, and Marco buries it.
And there's that 2-goal lead that Hills has been looking for to create a little bit of separation. They get it as Zach Marco with his second of the day, the high bouncer. Rayo with a beautiful skip pass. Marco hands-free. And one of my favorite sayings in all of lacrosse, high bouncers will go. And Hills up by 2.
So Marco gets the goal, his second of the game, as it gets a little brighter here right now for Hills. A 2-goal lead. And again, there's that same play using Rayo on the wing to scoop up that ground ball. Rayo, wide.
Man, what a play by Gikas originally to win that behind him, and you're going to let your best player within Rayo go and make that play, being able to pick up that GB, and he almost took it right to the rack.
20th shot of the first half for Half Hollow Hills. Against 8 for Connetquot.
I mean, with how patient Hills has been, I wouldn't be surprised if they held for the last shot or if they shoot right now.
Oh, they shot right now, that is for sure. And they buried it as well as James Bruno.
It was only a matter of time before they would be able to find Bruno inside. He's done a good job staying active inside, doing a lot of good off-ball cuts, but this time he was able to really find that seam. You look at it here, and just able to create separation from the defender. He's able to handle it, but also shoot it through contact, and I think that's what makes him a really great catch-and-shoot player. Hills up 7-4, looking to pull away a little bit here late in this quarter.
Yeah, Bruno, his 48th of the year, off an assist from Marco. And yeah, Hills starting to cook late in this second quarter. And this faceoff will go to Connetquot. Only their second faceoff win of the first half. So the faceoff game and clearing were the main issues for Connetquot against Huntington as we're inside the final minute. Clearing has been all right. It hasn't been bad, but certainly the faceoff game, it has been lopsided, as is now Galosi with the ball. Galosi gets downhill. Here's Jaffers from X. Jaffers tries to go question mark. Good stick check by Filardi.
And good job by Filardi getting right through that pick as well and being able to stay on Jaffers.
Here's Galosi to put it back in against Caezo. Oh, tried to find an open Luca. An errant pass goes out to midfield. And now look at this, Jared. 17 seconds left. You can kick it in the gear if you're Hills. Maybe get one more.
It's still a 12. Hills he could have went, but it looks like, yeah, they had a timeout. So now for Half Hollow Hills, you could draw something up here, be able to get one of those set plays here, 11 seconds left, potentially be up by 4 goals. Or worst case scenario, enjoy a 3-goal lead heading into the half.
So good timeout for Hills. Draw something up here with 11.3 seconds left in the first half. This is the Suffolk A playoffs, Jared, but of course, Varsity Media is your home for all of Nassau County playoff action. And that really kicks into high gear next week from Stewart Stadium. We'll have boys and girls lacrosse, flag football, and baseball as well. You have to go to varsitymediapass.com to order, but it should be a lot of fun, especially when you think of the boys' fields, wide open in Nassau A as well, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
Farmingdale probably the favorite there, but you've got Massapequa. Syosset is capable, of course, with maybe the best player in Nassau County,
Yeah,
right?
Disque.
Disque doing his thing. So here we go, final seconds. And there's the goal. Took no time for Rayo to bury it off the timeout.
And man, oh man, Anthony Rayo straight down the alley and finishing. We saw his catch and shoot ability earlier where he absolutely shredded a corner. This time, proving why he's one of the best dodgers as well in the country. And he just goes straight to his right hand, burning a defender and putting that one in. I mean, Rayo's size and athleticism, pretty special.
Rayo was held off the scoreboard by Northport. And you think that maybe, stung him. He had to deal with that for like a week and has come back with a vengeance. This is a face-off win, strapped up there for Connetquot. As Hills, what a way to end the first half. A terrific run by the top seed in Suffolk A, led, of course, by their alpha in Anthony Rayo.
Yeah, I mean, an exclamation point to a great run at the end of the second quarter. Rayo speeding his way through the defense, scoring, and for a little bit in that first half, Connetquot, Fitzgibbon was excellent in that, made some real good timely saves, but Half Hollow Hills really able to open things up late up by 4.
Halftime here at Half Hollow Hills West, as Half Hollow Hills has a 4-goal lead in this Suffolk A quarterfinal. Take a break. We'll have halftime stats, an interview as well, right here in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Dante does it again! Defensive play. Dante Zadaro. Illico ties it up. Move by
Yeso steps up and score.
A jump shot for Nell.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs, or call 516-403-2050.
Hey sports fans, did you know Varsity Media live stream broadcasts get viewed by college coaches nationwide? Through our announcers' storytelling and insight on your athletes, we can help your players get an edge on college recruiting. Find out how by reaching out to Varsity Media today, 516-403-2050, or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050. Varsity Media offers live streaming services for any sport. With human beings behind the camera, you can expect the proper coverage angles during each game. We offer customizable options such as live scoreboard, multiple cameras, instant replay, graphics, and even announcers. Find out how you can save $100 off a live stream package with Varsity Media by calling 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Feel like your game film is too stagnant and not providing you with the insight that your coaches had hoped for? Varsity Media offers game film to help your coaches develop a game plan to execute on game day. Our current clients love the Varsity Media difference, which includes more insightful camera angles and a speedy upload process. Start building your championship team today with award-winning individuals at Varsity Media. Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
Welcome back to Half Hollow Hills West High School, where Half Hollow Hills an 8-4 lead over Connetquot here in this quarterfinal in Suffolk Class A. Dylan Butler, Jared Veluzzi, the entire Varsity Media crew here, joined here at halftime by Connetquot, dare I say, legend Tyler Moore, here an All-American last year. Just finished his freshman season at St. Joe's out in Philly. And Tyler, a weird vantage point for you because you're so used to being on that sideline and in that uniform, and you're kind of away from that a little bit, watching some of your former teammates here. What's how weird has that been for you?
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I mean, being out there with some of the guys I played with for maybe the past 2 years because of being brought up in the younger age and grades. I mean, it's great to be on the sideline again with them, but at the same time, I wish I was able to get out there and toss the rock with them one more time.
And Tyler, of course, you were a leader last year with all these guys. So when you first came out, you know, you see Tercey and you score that first goal. Everyone on the sideline getting super hype. I mean, how'd that feel?
Felt awesome. I mean, like the culture that we had last year was amazing. Like with getting up in the locker room or when someone scores a goal, the bench gets excited. I mean, and they were lacking that earlier on in the season. I was talking to Jafaris like over the phone multiple times, and to see how they progressed within the season and see that the camaraderie and the bench is able to get up for them just brings the juice, and hopefully they could make a late comeback and do it for us.
An incredible year for St. Joe's this year. Win the A-10 regular season and then the postseason. Put a scare into Virginia there, especially in that first quarter. You didn't get a chance to step on the field this year, had an injury, but also some incredible veterans there. I'd imagine you must have learned so much from like Levi Anderson and Carter Page and all these guys who have been doing it for as long as they have on the college level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, watching those guys play day in, day out, it's like you take something out of their duffel bag that they got, and it's like you try it when you got that extra time to improve on yourself, and if it works, you take it. If it doesn't, you move on to the next. They just give so much skills and things to take from.
And when I watched St. Joe's play, I mean, you guys had one of the most electric 10-man rides out there. And I know you were injured this year, but like, how excited are you to be a part of that and a part of the whole thing in general next season?
Yeah, with St. Joe's coach and stuff like that, and playing wise, is we like to come out with a lot of grit. And with that 10-man ride, you got to be aggressive and come for a body and hit them. Like if you're not gritty and you don't want to be out there and be aggressive, that 10-man ride goes straight to trash because you need to be locked on your man and getting hands immediately. So, yeah, I'm excited to be a part of that within the future.
Well, Tyler, great to have you here at halftime. Thank you for jumping on with us. And
thank you for having me.
We look forward to seeing your progression in college as well.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, bud. That's Tyler Moore. Back to the face-off X. And a change there. We saw Jaffairs for most of that first half, and this time they pull it with Guido. But it still goes to Rayo, and now Rayo loses his man, gets it to Filardi.
And the face-off strategy staying the same with Gikas winning it behind him and letting Rayo get in that one-on-one isolation ground ball, and he wins it once again. Hill's able to secure possession.
Yeah, when we get a chance, when we get a stoppage in action, maybe during a timeout, we'll show you some of those first half stats, but obviously heavily slanted in Hill's way, so much so that Sal Santora hasn't had to make a save. He did give up those 4 goals, but timely shooting certainly, and there's a step down. I think Fitzgibbon got a piece, but also I think it went off the bar as well.
And it's going to go to Connetquot. Fans not completely happy about that goal, but the T-Birds have an opportunity to clear.
And you heard from Tyler, right? It's you got to chip away, right? At this point, if you are Connetquot.
Yeah, it's completely one play at a time. I mean, you can't, there's no 4-point shot in lacrosse. You can't get it all back in once. So you have to get that ground ball, have to make that clear, and have to make that extra pass and get one goal at a time for the T-Birds. Still, of course, plenty of time to play, just starting the second half here. But I'm sure Coach Shafara's message to his team, they are certainly not out of this one.
Here comes Galosi. And there is Santoro's first save of the game. A clean one, too, that allows Hills now to go unsettled. Rayo, the feed, the fake, and the finish. How about that from Hills? As Ryan Chung gets his second.
And once again, Half Hollow Hills taking advantage when they had numbers. But of course, it starts off with Big Sal making an enormous save. And it was Rayo running down the entire field. I mean, a good amount of the season, Rayo's stuck on attack. But, man, when he gets in the open field, it is exciting. He sprinted downfield, beautiful skip pass to Ryan Chung that was able to kind of just find space in front of the net. And in that situation, Rayo to Chung, Hills up by 5.
And that's the way you want to start, right? The second half, if you are Hills, that is for sure. And back to the face-off X. And this one is won by Connetquot. Guido. Galosi's doubled. Spins out of that. Galosi feeds, and there's a finish inside. A great look by Galosi. And the finish you see there by... Didn't see the... It was Dinnigan, actually.
Man, it was the pole.
So Dinnigan's like, I'm going to play a little Filardi here. I'm going to stay up and score.
Yeah, and it was a great job by Galosi originally to keep on pushing. He noticed that Connetquot had numbers. Galosi able to feed it inside, and great handle by Dinnigan inside. I'm sure he hasn't had a ton of those reps, but he was able to hold on to it, finish. Connetquot stops the run that Half Hollow Hills has gone on.
I was looking through all of my offensive players. I'm like, who is this guy? Oh, yeah, I forgot to look at the polls.
And there goes Connetquot being able to get another possession here. So here's a big opportunity for the T-Birds to potentially get within 3 rather quickly here in the third quarter.
Here's Turricini. Turricini again. Great stick check, but look at that. Fortuitous bounce. And the finish, I thought it was maybe Jaffairs, but I think it's actually DeLiso with the finish.
And what a crazy bounce that was. It was Turricini originally dodging from the wing, looking to get a shot. It might have hit a Hills defender, but right into the cross of DeLiso, and he puts it away. As, I mean, what a job picking up the trash. Right time, right place by DeLiso. And Connetquot, 2 goals in a row, much needed for the T-Birds. And just as we thought, Half Hollow Hills on a run. Could this get out of hand? Connetquot only down by 3 here in the third quarter.
Filardi. Another feed to the crease, and Fitzgibbon, another save, his 8th of this game.
Oh, what a job by Fitzgibbon, dropping low, being able to come away with that save. As it was a great pass by Marco to his teammate, attempting the low finish. Fitzgibbon says no, and now Connetquot, a successful clear, which is very important to mention. T-Birds have an opportunity now on offense.
Jaffairs. You knew that Connetquot would not go down quietly. That's just not their MO. Turricini's got to try to find this one at his feet. Good scoop the other way. And a big pickup for Hills. Lowering the shoulder, flying there. That was Zach Marco. And Connetquot ball.
Yeah, Marco stepped in the crease there, so Connetquot is going to take over. And originally, though, it was an amazing play by Marco to goose the ball away from his defender, able to successfully pick up that GB, go straight to the rack, but Connetquot's physical defense able to keep him away from the cage, and the T-Birds get a stop now. And look like they have a little space here.
Jaffairs goes high and wide. Here's Nsinga.
What a big possession here for the T-Birds as Galosi looking to initiate. And this time, Brooks shutting off Turricini. We'll see if Connetquot decides to let him pick for someone.
Jaffairs. And how about that job defensively by Filardi?
Filardi, great defense. Rayo doing a great job being in the right place at the right time, winning the backup after that missed shot. And Half Hollow Hills, a needed stop on defense, avoiding that 3-0 run Connetquot was looking for.
And you can see there too, right, Jared, where splitting the D, going low, Fitzgibbon, another save. What a save against Marco.
It looked like Marco somehow got that GB.
And Half Hollow Hills called timeout, while some in the stands thought maybe there was a trip there against the T-Birds. Let's show you those first half stats now that we have a moment. And as we said, Jared, heavily slanted, of course, to the top-seeded hosts.
Yeah, Hills definitely dominated time of possession in that first half, and they're able to get a lot of shots off of that. Because of it, 22 shots to Connetquot's 9 in half number 1, but the big thing, face-offs. Nico Gikas has really dominated. Anthony Ray was great on the wing play. Same with some of the pulls for Half Hollow Hills. But 11 of 14, definitely a recipe for success.
So we've already got, one team, right, booked into the semifinals? Northport, I think you were saying, was leading last we looked.
So, yeah, Northport was up 9-6 against Bayshore. I believe they actually had to come from behind as the Marauders had them on the ropes. But Huntington able to get that overtime win. But also Ward Melville, the boys from deep out east, taking care of business of Riverhead as they'll head to the semis. So Ward Melville waiting for the winner of Northport and Bayshore. But the Tigers are up by 3 late in that one, so we'll see if Northport's able to come away with it. And speaking of up by 3, of course, what we have right in front of us, Hills Connetquot, that's been great.
Yeah, that's what we expected, right? We expected all these games to be nail biters, really tight.
And a final in Ward Melville. Ward Melville takes the game over Riverhead.
So off the timeout. Hills with possession. And Fitzgibbon, listen, if Connetquot makes their way back into this one, 10 saves already, and this is what he does, man. Like, feels like every game it's high double-digit save numbers for Connor Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, and a lot of them have been quality stops, too. I mean, on the doorstep and timely saves to avoid a Hills run. And Connetquot's going to need a lot of that here down the stretch.
And Bradley trying to find a teammate in Marco, overthrew that pass, and it's Connetquot ball.
Yeah, a little bit too much heat on that, unfortunately, for Bradley and Hills. But now an important clear, and I like how Connetquot able to get the shorty down, just needs to get by the attackman.
Yeah, that's Jaffairs. How many times over the last few years did we see like a Tyler McCarthy, right, or even Tyler Moore kind of do that, right? The punt return clear or just get it into the capable hands of a short stick who's got athleticism, and that was the case there. McCarthy now at Syracuse, and we saw the orange marching on. Terrific time of the season, both in high school and college lacrosse, really in the lacrosse in general, right? PLL starting up their season. You've got the NCAA quarterfinals at Hofstra coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, I was going to say Saturday is one of the most fun days on Long Island. I mean, you got the quarterfinals here on Long Island. You got the Suffolk County semifinals also. I mean, a lot of amazing lacrosse all over.
Terracini, the bouncer, good knockdown by Vogt. Possession stays alive by Luca. An errant pass out to midfield. Trying to fish for it. And there'll be a offside called against Hills. I really thought that was a push.
Me too. Yeah,
in midfield. So Connetquot gets a break.
I was definitely a little bit surprised there, but Connetquot does get what they needed, so they have another opportunity here. Oh, Jaffar's first step is quite excellent. We'll see if he's able to create here. I mean, this matchup with Filardi has been a lot of fun to watch. Two of the best athletes on this field, without a doubt.
And Jaffar tries to back him up. Gets to Nsinga. Nsinga just a sophomore, but 2 goals in this game. A little shimmy and a shake by Nsinga. To X. Jaffairs turns there to Nsinga.
And interesting with Hills shutting off 2 of the shorties up top, forcing Connetquot to kind of play 4-on-4 down low a little bit. Hills trusting their guys in that one-on-one situation and able to force a crease violation. Hills gets the easy clear into the reliable hands of Joe Filardi.
Filardi pushed the entire way by Galosi. Here's Bradley. Up top to Rayo, 3-1 today for Rayo. Marco's got 2-1. Marco has Nsinga step down shot wide of the mark.
Again, I like Marco on those lefty sweeps, being able to get out into space, get the hands free, shot just wide. But we'll see what Hills is able to do here. And Rayo with a short stick. I mean, Connetquot, they got to go early here.
And you know this won't stay a one-on-one matchup. Rayo beats the short stick, goes low. Fitzgibbon, a terrific save.
Yeah, and Rayo almost made him pay there. And oh, what an outlet pass. Hold on, Connetquot, maybe an opportunity here.
Galosi, the feed. Nice move by Jafar. Thought he maybe took one extra move there, right? Like nice dodge to create some space, but maybe there you dodge it and you shoot it.
Yeah, I felt like he could have released it a little bit earlier. Hill's able to recover just in time, but regardless, Connetquot does maintain possession, so good job on the backup. And with 2:40 to go, the T-Birds are still in a situation to get within 2.
Turricini. Whoa! Behind the back, scoop shot. And the backup was there by Jafars.
Oh, man, Turricini getting creative here late, and that one almost found the back of the net, but just over the crossbar. And it's Bradley trying to deny Turricini the ball at X. Playing a little shut-off game there. So that's something to keep an eye on, but it's Jafars with possession.
Good first step. Big Sal gets big. And then a crease violation called against Connetquot. And now we see the T-Birds. Looks like they're going to go heavy ride here. Slick move by Bradley to avoid some pressure. Now splits defenders, loses it momentarily, gets it back, takes a big stick check by Galosi. Bradley's still on it.
Bradley is so good in between the lines for Hills. I mean, he really does all the little things, clearing, getting it done on wings, great ground ball guy, and also helps get the offense initiated.
Here's Marco. Slide comes his way. Inside the final 90 seconds of the third quarter. We get a Ward there.
It looked like a moving pick. And man, an unforced error there for Hills.
Good job there again, right? You get it to Nsinga.
Yeah, force the Hills attackmen to really make plays on a short stick.
Nsinga to Luca. That's a sophomore to a freshman. Good feed to the crease and the finish by DeLiso.
Catching him sleeping, unsettled situations. So important for Connetquot to capitalize on those here down the stretch against the top-seeded Half Hollow Hills. And it was DeLiso able to finish.
You see the pass by Nsinga.
He just found space. And it all started with that clear from Nsinga, getting able to get through a couple of those vicious Hills attackmen. And good job by Luca behind the cage, handling it under pressure. Connetquot really connecting all the dots because throwing the ball away has been a little bit of an issue. Connetquot able to succeed there.
And the T-Birds win this face-off. So look at this. You've got a chance here, final minute of the third quarter, to pull within 1. So what, a 4-goal lead, right, for Hills at halftime. And the T-Birds have done an incredible job just chipping away.
I think it's 3 straight for Connetquot now. And, I mean, what a possession this one is here.
It's DeLiso. Brings Rayo behind the cage. Gets it back. Turricini wants that ball in a bad way, or at least he was just creating some space for DeLiso. Oh, and then an errant pass attempted for Nsinga.
And yeah, that was some good defense there by Half Hollow Hills as a whole. And a good check there late on the pass, able to disrupt.
Ooh, Filardi. That wasn't one of those you just throw down the field for fun. That had
me jump a little bit.
That had a goal written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, oh, man, some of those can be so dangerous. I mean, I looked and I was like, oh, my goodness. Did I just talk over one of the craziest goals ever that we've seen this year? But, yeah, almost a big momentum booster for Hills.
Should be a fun final 12 minutes here from Half Hollow Hills West High School. Hills, the top seed, a 2-goal lead in the Suffolk A quarterfinals. Fourth quarter when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Welcome back to Half Hollow Hills West High School. Dylan Butler, Jared Veluzzi, our entire Varsity Media crew here. It's the Suffolk A quarterfinals presented by Orlin & Cohen. We want to thank today's title sponsor for what they're doing for us today and throughout the season as well. A terrific sponsor, great partner, and just terrific work as well through the entire community. They just yeoman's work for those guys, for what they do for the student athletes, not only in Suffolk County, but in Nassau as well.
Yeah, they've been such a big help to high school sports here on Long Island. It's incredible.
Face-off win for Connetquot. They've seemed to have figured that out a little bit, Jared. This second half, they're polling now at the face-off X. They're keeping Jaffairs off of that. But that has led them to some big face-off wins in the second half.
And, yeah, great coaches make big-time in-game adjustments, and we saw it from Coach Jaffairs here and Connetquot. In result of that, winning some face-offs here down the stretch and only down by 2.
Here's DeLiso. He's got Rayo on him. DeLiso, power. Gets it to X. Jaffairs spins there. It's been a frustrating afternoon for Jaffairs from the offensive perspective as he's been kept off the scoreboard. Turricini, it was Eaton. I think that was Vogt.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great eat there. And we'll see who won the battle for the backup. I thought it might have been Hills, but no, check that. It was Connetquot. Big chase to keep possession there for the boys in red.
Here's Turricini. Slide comes, spins out of that. Turricini, lefty rip. Bounced it wide. Good recognition there by Turricini. Slide coming to his right, spun back to his left where there was some open space.
Yeah, I mean, Turricini is also such a deadly two-handed shooter. He was able to really add that to his arsenal and create an opportunity for his team there.
It's another chance for the T-Birds. Here comes Jaffairs. Inside roll. Good recognition.
Yeah, a little two-man action here. But it looks like Hills is committed to really switching through everything. These shorties sticking on their guys.
Out to Galosi. Galosi spins to his left. Lowers the shoulder. Galosi! What an individual effort by Jake Galosi.
Oh, man, the Connetquot run continues, and that time the future Bobcat says, I got this. Galosi, what a goal for the T-Birds. They're within one with just 9:40 to go in this contest. Let's take a look at it here. And he lowers the shoulder on his defender, just fighting to be able to get that shot off. And what placement from Galosi as that one low off stick into that low corner, puts it away. Connetquot within one.
Face off one as Jikas off the bar. Trying to get the Fogo goal. And now it's Rayo. So a lot of patience from Hills, especially in that first half. Will we maybe see that here as well?
Yeah, and we'll see what Hills' offense has. Connetquot showing a lot more man here in this second half, and they've been steady with it.
That shot off the mark.
And good look from Rayo originally finding Bruno. That shot just wide. But look to see Rayo really get a lot of those sweeps and keep his head up trying to find his teammates.
Filardi tries to get himself free. They swing it to Marco. Not a lot of shooting space here. Marco goes sidearm, stings it wide.
And a two-man game on the opposite side of the wing for Connetquot. You really got to try to funnel these Hills Dodgers down the alley. You can't let a shooter like Marco fight and get to the middle of the field.
Ground ball picked up, and here come the T-Birds. Jaffairs lowers the shoulder. Jaffairs! And we are tied at 9.
Unbelievable play by Jaffairs. We said he's been a little bit quiet offensively, and Connetquot, they didn't have a man advantage here numbers-wise, but Jaffairs saw that he had open space, and he showed why he's one of the best players in the county, fighting through a defender and some high heat with the left hand. Jaffairs cashes in. All of a sudden, it's tied at 9.
Incredible stuff. This comeback from the T-Birds. Jaffairs' 27th of the season. Jikas, clean win. Here comes Jojo Filardi. Hands off, firing high. Saved by Fitzgibbon. Tried a quick outlet. Rayo picks it up off the carpet.
And I love the idea by Fitzgibbon to try to get up and out right away. Pass just unable to be handled, but what an amazing save he had originally, as that was a well-placed shot. He was just ready for that off-stick high heat, and he made a big save, keeping this one tied at 9.
Here's Bruno, a guy who's really come into his own these last few weeks. Pure shooter. Lowers the shoulder, physicality, and the slide comes his way. Filardi, blocked. Gets the ball back.
Some miscommunication. Connetquot catches a break there, but here's Filardi.
Filardi fakes high, goes low. And Hales back in front.
And And when you give Hills a third opportunity on offense, we saw the first shot on that fast break saved by Fitzgibbon. We see a shot from Filardi blocked, but Hills was still able to retain possession. You can only give them so many chances before they're going to cash in. And Joe Filardi, unbelievable dodge from X, as, I mean, his change of direction and acceleration is special. He blows by a defender there, and he's able to cash in.
So Filardi now with 2-1. Back to the face-off X. Jikas wins it to Filardi. Here's Marco. Lowers his shoulder. Hands it off to Bradley. And if you haven't seen Albany's Jake Pizzino, highly recommend checking out those highlights. Probably, as that's a low shot by Marco, probably the guy in college this year who kind of lit it up, got more people buzzed. Speaking about a buzz, Rayo puts one into this crowd with his fourth.
And Dylan, this place is rocking now after Rayo unleashed a rocket of his own. I mean, that high-to-high shot on the run is something else when it's released from number 9 in white. We'll take a look at it here. Rayo able to get to the middle of the field, and he just cranks it. Not much you can do about that. What a big goal for Half Hollow Hills. This one was tied at 9, and now back-to-back tallies for the boys from Dix Hills. They're up by 2, under 7 minutes to go.
Fourth of the day, 68th of the year. And Jikas, another big face-off win. Rinse and repeat, gets it to Filardi.
And approaching the 6-minute mark, it seems like Connetquot, you really, really need to stop here.
Nice hesitation. Listen, they got to play Rayo, right? And Bruno takes advantage.
And that's what's made Rayo so good this season. He draws so much attention from the defense. It really opens up so many things for this offense. That time it was Bruno. And Dylan, you said it in your call. Really a wonderful hesitation, getting his defender to kind of freeze a little bit, and then him getting towards the middle, being able to finish that. But it all started on that Rayo sweep. Multiple guys headed towards his direction. He was able to find Bruno for the quick finish. And just like that, man, Hills already 3 straight.
Hard to say a quiet maybe 49 goals on the year for Bruno because of so much attention, as you mentioned, right, to Rayo and even Filardi. Big ground ball by Bradley. But an errant pass goes the T-Birds' way. It's Insinga. Connetquot trying to go quick. Jafar's off the bar. All the way back out to midfield.
A great play there by the close defender. Is that going to be, yeah, it's going to go over to Connetquot.
Yeah, the pole you mentioned, that was Dinnigan doing that great job, just scooping it back across.
Yeah, excellent job by him really to goose that one back, able to get Connetquot possession, and here we go.
Here's DeLiso. He's got Rayo on him. It's Luca. Back to DeLiso. 5 minutes left, and considering the face-off disadvantage, that's exactly what Connetquot had to do, right? They kind of have to go fast. DeLiso's shot was wide, but there was no backup.
Yeah, killer there for the T-Birds. Half Hollow Hills and Joe Filardi, they do a great job winning the chase. And there's Bradley once again with the clear. So now you're under 5 minutes with a 3-goal lead. If you're Half Hollow Hills, you're taking your time.
I was going to say, conversely now, you pump the brakes.
Yeah, slow down.
If you're Hills, you put it into the capable hands of Filardi. As Hills looking to move on, host Huntington in the semifinals. Oh, the feet to the crease. Wow. Chung with the dunk in front. What a feed by Filardi.
Yeah, that one a little bit too easy. And, hey, that's where you see the QB vision from Filardi. I mean, he is such a great distributor, even with the long pull. I believe over 30 assists now on the season. And you see it here, Filardi always keeping his head up. Dishes it over the cage to Chung, and that's Chung's second one right in front of the net, being able to catch and finish. And up by 4 minutes left. All things going right here late for Half Hollow Hills.
Chung with his third of the game, 16th of the season. And Filardi, you were just, I think, 2 assists off, 28 on the season for Filardi.
Gotcha.
Actually, you know what? You were dead on. That was his 30th.
Oh, it did hit 30.
There you go.
Man, what a good ground ball by Bradley.
It feels like we've said that a few times, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's his game, though. Between the lines, he really just makes those little plays to ignite everyone else.
Marco to Filardi at X. Rayo, off a player, off the official as well.
When watching Rayo dodge from up top and shooting on the run, I mean, he is a prototypical ACC midfielder with how he's able to really just get down the alley or sweep and fire away.
Timeout called, 3:17 left. So we spoke with Tyler Moore at halftime. He's one of those next level players for Connetquot. Let's take another look at him. And we do know that Tyler McCarthy still playing right now, right, for Syracuse. Yep. See Jack McCarthy at St. John's, of course. Tyler Cordes still alive with the Orange. There's Tyler Moore. Sean Hill. Great season at the Face-Off X as well for LIU.
LIU doing some good things. I mean, a whole ton of Long Island natives on that team. They're building something exciting over there.
Hills, they've got a few of their own as well. Let's take a look at some of those guys right now playing next level. And, yeah, we're going to stay in Syracuse here. Oh, yeah. Christian Muley, I feel like his addition really rounded out that Syracuse offense, right? Like he was that maybe missing piece, for Syracuse where, obviously played with Leo, played with Spallina. It's done a great job. Filardi went from Penn State to Stony Brook. Justin Brown at Michigan. They're still alive. Cosentino, Towson, and Pereno at Marquette. But that was a great addition, I thought, Muley to Syracuse.
Huge. And it's really fun watching Syracuse, especially, I feel like more compared to the older days compared to now. I feel like there's more Long Island guys on the roster making an impact. So it's definitely awesome to see. And Leo and Spallina and Muley, all went to different high schools, but teaming up in college, tearing it up. It's awesome.
All part of that Team 91 family, right?
Yeah.
All three of those guys.
Yeah, I know Leo was an Igloo guy at first, ended up playing with Spallina later on. And, I mean, they have really been tearing it up at the next level.
So here's Turricini. Approaching 3 minutes remaining in regulation time. Connetquot fought back before. They'll need to do it again, but time not on their side, especially the way the face-off X has been.
Yeah, Connetquot, they're going to have to go. And this is the time to, you got to fire away. And, yeah, Hills did end up going zone, trying to slow down the pace here and also show them a look that Connetquot hasn't seen all game.
Here's DeFers. If anything, we know that Connetquot's seen this in practice because we've seen their zone.
Absolutely.
So, this is way too much time right now.
Yeah, with 2:15 left, if I'm Connetquot, you got to start firing even some outside shots.
Terracini thought about it. Here's DeLiso. So this has been about a minute now of a possession as we're inside 2 minutes now. No shots attempted. Terracini not shy to fire away. Love the decision out of the timeout by Hills.
I was going to say, this is a great coaching adjustment because so many high school teams that I've seen this season, when it's their first time going against a zone defense in the game, it takes them a little bit to get into a rhythm, and you see it here. Half Hollow Hills, big pause turnover. Who else? Joseph Filardi.
Filardi pumps the brakes, gives it to his boy in Rayo. Now Rayo will go to the corner. Inside final 2 minutes, stall warning is on. So they've got to keep it in, Hills, here. But that's a good guy to have the ball in his hands, right, in Rayo. Spins. Open net was there. Sliding his way back in was Fitzgibbon. Kind of surprised he handed off. And he does get it back. Inside the final minute now.
Yeah, some good patience by Hills.
And that one goes right into the stick of Fitzgibbon. His 14th save of this game. And a failed clear. What do we got? A push. Connetquot ball. But at this point, 38 seconds left, it just kind of feels like it's cosmetic at this point. 13-9. I think the hill is a little bit too steep right now for Connetquot.
Yeah, I think it's too late. They did get a flag here. I mean, Galosi's going to have to make some sort of play.
He did attempt to pass it.
Yeah, home run pass, just wide. 26 seconds left, though. I mean, barring a miracle, Half Hollow Hills is going to move on here. I mean, still technically still possible. It's going to be super tough, but I love the response that Half Hollow Hills had, though, this game. Connetquot, they go on a big run. It's 9-9. It seemed like Hills was on the ropes, but, I mean, that fight and that heart in this young team really came out today.
That was against Bruno. Didn't see the motion by the official, but it's a 1 minute penalty. They call officially unnecessary roughness, and Singa goes high, no backup, and that should do it, Jared.
Yeah, how about it for Hills? Big Sal loving it, getting the ball here. And how about the Hills youth team coming out to support? They're loving it too. And yeah, under 10 seconds left. The 1 seed is going to survive.
Loose ball, midfield, but again, it is over. So Hills, listen, the adversity during the regular season was about injuries, right, and not having a full team. They've got a full team now, and they had some adversity. They came off a loss in Northport. Suddenly Connetquot's got them tied up. But this is a team, even though they're young, they've been through these battles the last couple of years, and I think they showed some of that veteran poise here, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Hills did not fold. When Connetquot went on that big run, Jafaris was starting to feel it. This offense was starting to click. All of a sudden, it started to get a little bit quiet here. Everyone was like, oh, could Connetquot really, take the next step and get the lead here? Hills had a different idea in mind, and these kids, they might just be juniors, but so much varsity experience, and like you mentioned, all this adversity and battles they've been through, they were able to really show who they were today.
We'll show you the bracket again. Not updated with the scores, but you see there Hills and Huntington. Little backyard brawl there a little bit, right? That should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be good.
And then Northport Ward Melville as well. Terrific Final Four in Suffolk A.
And, I mean, of course we talk about the big 3 teams. Hills, Northport, Ward Melville, all super close with each other. You can't count out Huntington either. These semifinals are going to be a lot of fun.
So Connetquot, their season ends at 9-9. But again, right, some talented players You lose, of course, as you did last year. You lost a couple of All-Americans in the two Tylers, McCarthy and Moore. You lose Galosi, especially up front. DeLiso out of your first midfield. Fitzgibbon as well. I mean, they've got a really good one in Colton Stellwagen, who filled in last year for a good portion of the year when Fitzgibbon was hurt. You lose a guy like Dinnigan as well defensively, but some young, talented players as well. Jafar's leading that line along with Turacini, who are juniors this year, who we'll see back next year.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Connetquot's future. And, I mean, to start the game, we saw Carson Terracini go straight down Wolf Hill Road and absolutely sting it. He's going to be back. You mentioned Jafar's being back. Some good guys on defense. And Connetquot, I feel like they've built a great program, great culture where they're going to be back, and I'm certain they're going to be a very tough out.
And for Hills, they march on. They are 16-1 on the season. Listen, we found out how they respond to their first loss of the year, right? And did so in really impressive fashion here today, led by Anthony Rayo, 4-2 on the day. Chung with 3, 2 goals apiece from Bruno Marco and Filardi as well, as Hills go on. And listen, they're going to have a tough matchup in Huntington. There's no doubt about it. But if you ask them, maybe off the record, they love another piece at Northport. They've been they've been that monkey on their back, and they love to get that win. So Hills advances on in the playoffs. So that'll do it here from Hef Hollow Hills West for our entire Varsity Media crew. Our executive producer, Ben Turchin. Our technical director is Becca Kazak. Jeff Damo, Travis DeLuise. Bringing you all the moving images from my broadcast partner, Jared Veluzzi. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Hills. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.